What's good, everyone? OJ here. Welcome back to another video. Today we have more of a chill discussion. As you guys see in the title, never underestimate Nintendo in terms of what they can do, because it seemed like this year was going to be a year that Nintendo gave up, or this was going to be a year that there wasn't going to be much, or there wasn't going to be games, especially in the second half. I saw so much of it. The year already started out horrible with the COVID outbreak and people literally demanding and pounding their fists in videos left and right how Nintendo needs to do directs and we need more games and we need this and we need that, which is fine. People are allowed to make and say what they want to, but it definitely seemed like this was going to be one of those years for some people that there wasn't going to be any surprises or there wasn't going to be content. We had no big directs pretty much throughout this whole year. It was all direct minis or individual type of things, the new partner showcases, which got a lot of people discouraged. But in the past couple weeks, it has just been an explosion of great news. In my opinion, starting with the July Partner Direct, where we had that huge news of Shin Megami Tensei 3 Nocturne HD Remaster, which is one of the best RPGs ever created in my opinion. That's coming over to the Switch and the PlayStation 4. And then we also have Shin Megami Tensei 5 is coming worldwide in 2021, the first time ever for Atlas that I can think of, with one of their mainline Shin Megami Tensei games or RPGs that is a worldwide release. And it's still an actual thing. People thought that game was dead. So it started there for me, which was the start of the turnaround. Then we got the huge news of the Mario 35th anniversary, a game that many people, Super Mario 3D All-Stars, despite the controversy with it and everything, which I'll talk about in just a bit here, but despite the controversy with it, people were excited that that was even a thing. You get Super Mario 64, Super Mario Sunshine, and Super Mario Galaxy, three of the best 3D platformers of all time for many people, all in one package with some nice enhancements as well. Now, obviously not as great as like Crash, or not as great as some of the other games that have came out when it comes to compilations, but people have been asking Nintendo to re-release their old games. People have been asking for N64, asking for GameCube, asking for Wii, and this is part of that. So obviously people are excited, and people are so excited about this despite the controversy and the limited release, that it is the second best selling game for 2020 on Amazon this year already, based on pre-orders alone. That is a huge accomplishment for this game. I mean, it's beat out stuff like Ghost of Tsushima, it's beat out stuff like Persona 5 Royal, it's beat out stuff like The Last of Us Part 2, it's beat out Paper Mario, it's beat out so many other games that came out this year. The only game that is above it for this year is Animal Crossing New Horizons, which you guys all know is selling like absolute crazy. So the fact that that game has been that big of a success is just nuts. And it's not just scalpers when it comes down to that. We've got people buying multiple copies of the game and excited for it, because like I said, there are so many Nintendo fans that have been calling for Nintendo to release GameCube games, or to re-release Sunshine, or re-release Mario 64 or Galaxy games, especially Sunshine, because Sunshine has never been re-released in any way, shape, or form, whether it be a virtual console or a reprint or a digital download, whereas Mario 64 and Mario Galaxy have. Mario 64 has been re-released multiple times, and Mario Galaxy has been re-released once on the Wii U. You have the Wii Virtual Shop, you can buy it on there. So Sunshine was the big one that so many people wanted to see, and we've got that at this point. And of course, the limited release has gotten some people mad, but most people are like, all right, well, I'm just gonna go buy the game at this point. And I personally feel that Nintendo is going to split the games up and release them digitally after that. I think that the SKU, or stock keeping unit, or whatever the case is the special 35th anniversary thing, but afterwards they're just going to release it individually and you pay for that, or if you want to get it. So that's my personal thought process on it. And I bought 2 physical copies and a digital copy. So I'm picking up the game. I'm excited to play Super Mario Galaxy out of all of those, and also Sunshine a bit, but Galaxy's my game on there. Then if you move on to recently, right? That was early September that we got the huge news of that. Plus there's a bunch of other little things, Mario stuff, like the Mario Battle Royale game, the Mario Karts live type of thing with the AR and everything. That's all really cool. Super Mario 3D World with new content and online multiplayer, which is just absolutely amazing, but that's for next year. But then you look at just the boom out of nowhere, Hyrule Warriors Age of Calamity. And it's not just a simple Warriors game. It's not just a simple themed one, because we've seen that before on the Switch, right? We've got Hyrule Warriors Definitive Edition, which is a port, an enhanced port of the original Wii U game. And then you have Fire Emblem Warriors, which is a new game, but at the same time, it's not a canon type of game. It's just a made up story. Both of them just have that. So it's just kind of like a spin-off thing. But we've got a main canon Zelda game, but with Hyrule Warriors, with the warrior style combat. But the coolest thing about this is that it takes place during the Calamity War, which that's the best-selling Zelda game of all time, The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild. So we just thought that it was going to be the first game, then the sequel, but now we have a trilogy with the prequel and the Calamity War. It adds a whole new layer of depth to the Legend of Zelda games, the Breath of the Wild games, right? But then it also adds a whole new layer to this year, because many people felt that we weren't going to get another big game after the Mario stuff. Many people felt that Nintendo would ride Mario all the way throughout the rest of the year and have a few third-party releases here and there, like the Kingdom Hearts game, maybe Doom Eternal comes out a bit later and stuff like that, other smaller indie games, whatever the case is. But no, there is a big game, and that's the November game, November 20th on that one. So that took people by surprise. And guess what? If you go on Amazon right now, it is the second best seller on Amazon. Not of 2020 so far, but of current sales. People are pre-ordering the heck out of the game. In my opinion, it's easily going to be the best-selling Dynasty Warriors game of all time. I think it has a very good shot at that, because the Dynasty Warriors games don't really do too well in terms of big, huge sales. I mean, they'll sell 1 million or 2 million here and there. I know Hyrule Warriors and Fire Emblem Warriors both sold over 1 million on the Switch, which is really good for a Warriors themed game spin-off. But this game, since it is canon and it's based off the Calamity War, which in my opinion completely fits the Hyrule Warriors style of gameplay with huge armies. Basically, you're an army taking on another army of Ganons. To me, that fits the Calamity War more than the typical Breath of Wild style of game, which is more about the exploration and all that other stuff, whereas this is about the actual combat and what you're doing with all the powers that you've unlocked and everything. So to me, it completely fits it. But already, the second best-selling game on Amazon. People are pre-ordering it like crazy, and it caused a crazy bump in sales. I think 1,000% plus, 2,000% bump in sales to Hyrule Warriors Definitive Edition on the Switch, and now you can't find it. It's really hard to find. I don't think Nintendo and Koei Tecmo printed many copies of that game, but you could get it beforehand, and now it's just like hard to find, or people are scalping it for the prices or everything. So it's just crazy to see the impact of just a few different announcements here and there at the end of the year, and all of a sudden it feels like there is a 180 turn for the year and everything. My opinion, I've been saying the whole time when people were sitting there and saying, oh, well, you know, you're just damage controlling for them, or you're just saying this and that. I was saying we should always wait and see. Nintendo can always bring up a game out of nowhere. They don't need to sit there and market a game for 4 or 5 months, which people were trying to say that they need to do, that there needs to be marketing for months and months and months. And I'm like, well, one, we're in the COVID years, so that's not going to be something that they need to do. But also, two, Nintendo doesn't need to do that. When a game is ready to be shown off, you can market it and promote it within a 2-month period. You do not need to market a game for half a year for it to sell. I'm a huge fan of the Astral Chain method, or I'm a huge fan of the Paper Mario method. Just announce the game, whether it's in some type of smaller, direct focused, or whatever the case is, and then get the game out sometime soon. Look at the crazy hype for Hyrule Warriors Age of Calamity. Look at the crazy hype for that. It doesn't need 3 or 4 months of marketing or whatever. I mean, you can do that, but it actually doesn't need that. It just needs to be announced. People are hyped, people pre-order it, and then we're gonna get the game pretty soon here. Look at Super Mario 3D All-Stars. It was announced a couple weeks ago, and it's coming out next week, and it's already the second best-selling game on Amazon of 2020 so far. You know, so to me, that's a good way of doing it, and that's why we should never underestimate Nintendo. Heck, they can still have surprises for this year. There's still more partner directs that they talked about, right? They said that, hey, we're gonna have more partner directs. So they can still have some more surprises for this year. So never underestimate what they can do and kind of what they can announce out of nowhere, because this year's already been a crazy year. It's been a different type of year, but they're working hard. Everyone's working hard, not just Nintendo, but Microsoft and Sony. Everybody's working hard to get games out, to get content out, to get their systems out. And I'm appreciative of that. I really am appreciative of that we can play games like this. So what are you guys' thoughts on this when it comes to it? I'd love to hear what you have to say in the comment section below. All right, guys, that wraps it up for this one here. Check out the links in the description. We've got Twitter. Go and give us a follow on there. Stay up to date on all the latest gaming news and information. Also, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe, and share this video if you can. Thank you guys so much for watching, and we'll catch you for the next one. Peace.